this is gonna be than usual.
Ahoy hoy! Hello and welcome to Control, a incredible, quite frankly strange paranormal game I played just before Christmas. Where you take the perspective of Jessie Faden as her search for her brother Dylan leads her to the oldest house. One character which I found to be absolutely fascinating throughout the entire game and my gameplay of playing the game was Ahti, the strange janitor or custodian of the oldest house. Every interaction with this man or creature or whatever he might be, I just found absolutely fascinating.
There you are. You are here about the job. Janitor's assistant. You need to go to the interview.
No, similarly to Jessie, he is not affected by the hiss whatsoever, which made me believe, was he a vision or an additional paranormal entity, or was he in fact a physical representation of the oldest house itself? I didn't really know what the answer was, other than trying to decipher his Finnish idioms and trying to figure out what the subcontext for what he was doing. But as the game continued, every interaction with him became more supernatural in appearance and just became stranger and stranger. But I just became enamored by this weird janitor, and every time I seen him. He appears in visions and has the ability to communicate with Jessie telepathically, and you often hear his voice in certain situations, which made me think that I don't think Ahti is human at all, but is more kind of like a very powerful entity housed within the oldest house, similar to a lot of other altered objects.
Well done. You got the job.
Throughout the entirety of the thing, he is almost delusional, but quickly overlooking that, it appears that he wants an assistant and needs help in order to control the situation that's befalling the oldest house, which made me believe initially that he was the physical representation of the house and that he wanted you to help defend himself against the hiss, using the metaphor of a job and appointing you to help him as his assistant.
Otherwise, I can't get to the other sectors. Can you help me get to the override?
Yes.
I just found Ahti to be absolutely fascinating. I wanted to know all of these Finnish idioms and what they meant, if there was some subcontext that I was missing, and I wanted to figure out what exactly he was trying to tell me, and if there was any additional wisdom that I was trying to get from it.
Something tells me it's gonna be more than that.
The word Ahti, as far as I could find out from a quick search, Ahto is also a sea god in ancient Finnish mythology. Ahti comes from the old Finnish poetry folklore, sometimes also known as Saaralainen, which means the islander in Finnish.
I'll hit the facts on the table.
His constant use of Finnish idioms was hilarious and extremely cool to see all the time. And I did look up what all of them meant, if I didn't understand them, but some of them obviously have their own English translation that we would also use for the similar situation. And obviously there are exceptions to that, where some of them I've never heard before.
Burn it into a reindeer.
Burn it into a reindeer, not into a moose. I still, after searching for at least a good 20 minutes, have no clue what that means.
Do you know this Ahti guy?
Of course. He's my favorite coffee break buddy. Dude has got some crazy stories.
Talking to Arish was kind of important, I guess, because it was a confirmation that Ahti is in fact a physical being and not an apparition or a ghost or a vision that Jessie was having. So at least we knew it was an actual corporeal or realistic. It was an actual being that multiple characters in the story know and have seen constantly on a daily basis.
I will come calling. Bro.
Anyway, as the game continues to the Finnish Tango, it gets quite strange. At this point, Ahti has mysteriously disappeared onto his holiday and is no longer in the building. Through the stage, Jesse continues throughout the oldest house and tries to search for him in order to get his help to clear the ashtray maze, which at this point is quite impossible to even get into, let alone solve.
Now this boy left, said the son of Annikki Tähti. My assistant will keep work in the glove and the house standing. Lomille lomps, holiday humps.
How can anyone even get out of here while the building's sealed? Let alone go on a holiday.
This part of the level I found just absolutely seeped in kind of mythological references. Specifically this part, like you were in the foundation of the oldest house in like hell, the very depths of it, trying to figure out where Ahti is to get his help. Similar to the river Styx, trying to sail across it to get to the afterlife in order to find Ahti to get his help again. This seems like the very end of the extents of the oldest house, the very bottom or the depths of it. It just gave me a lot of imagery of like water, fire, kind of creation, and it just felt like this was the perfect place where Ahti, you know, chooses to come in and out of the real world.
Hey, girl. For a Finn, holidays home.
And Atto being a reference to a Finnish sea god, the sounds and the imagery of water constantly played a theme in any association with Ahti, so I found that kind of interesting. All of these are complete speculation and just kind of thoughts I had while playing the game. Whether they have any basis in the actual design of these characters or the gameplay is completely up to someone to tell me yes or no. I just thought that Ahti was completely out of the box. Immediately found him the most interesting character in the game, and the main character I wanted to know as much about as possible.
You did good. Take my cassette player. You can borrow it. The song is a present from my friends to you. It will get you through the maze so you can do your job.
Ahti eventually gives you his cassette player.
He gave me his cassette player. It'll get me through the maze, huh? The janitor always has the keys.
Which makes me feel that he's just a completely powerful character. In the final vision in the Take Control chapter, you see Ahti 3 times as he is cleaning, he's mopping up in front of the director's office. He offers, again, similar insight as he knows your thoughts and feelings before you even say them to him. It just shows that even in this alternate reality, he is still extremely powerful and knows what he is and where he is in any different iteration of dimension throughout time and space, as he's exactly Ahti in every iteration of reality.
We're lying to ourselves.
Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.